It's not one thing that hooked me. Part of it was camaraderie with my friend. The other was just trying something that this probably, odds are I will fail. I won't finish it. So that's the hook. It's like trying something pretty darn hard. It's possible to succeed, but I very well may not. When Chuck brought up the idea of, at the time, DKXL, now Unbound XL, I thought he was joking at first.
I first thought about doing Unbound XL. It was the 4th year that me and Keith were at Dirty Kansas.
That's reserved for uber athletes.
Basically, pro athletes or very well-known endurance athletes.
People that have ridden their bikes across the United States or, climbed Mount Everest or something.
Well, we got to see the rollout when all those people started. And it was just like, wow, they're going out for 350 miles. And it kind of blew my mind because they were leaving like
4 in the afternoon on a Friday, race through the night.
And then the entire next day.
So we're gonna be out there by ourselves a long time.
The key with all endurance events is to show up fit and show up healthy. Easier said than done. Lots of people show up fit, not necessarily healthy, or vice versa. And I think assuming that they are going to be there and execute a plan properly for those first 200 miles, it sets themselves up for success later on in the nights, in the unknown of training, simply because you can't train those distances. It's just kind of a one-shot deal. They're going to be tired. They're not going to want to eat. They're going to want to be off that bike. The key is that you have to have a thing or things, the reason that you're doing it. If they are strong together and they have a plan and they execute, I think they'll be able to get through it.
This is the secret serum.
You can't have a secret serum. I have a secret serum.
I happened to actually meet Chuck about, 7 years ago or so, and we just kind of hit it off. He seemed to have a really laid-back personality, something you need for doing endurance racing, because you're gonna, again, get uncomfortable from time to time, and whoever you're riding with needs to be pretty chill. And he is.
I literally have a checklist of things I'll take. I'll be carrying 5 water bottles, anywhere from 24 to 30 ounces, and also a Camelback or a hydration pack on my bike, which carries another 50. We make our own food, so we're going to try to carry as much of those as we possibly can, and then supplement along the way with the convenience stores and candy bars. Chamois butter or chamois cream, 2 pairs of sunglasses, a multi-tool GPS device, spare tire, lots of inner tubes, patch kits, chain links, spokes in case we need to change a spoke. We'll even take things like baby wipes, because you never know when things might get more dirty than you want. That worked.
Am I nervous? Yes. The last time I was up all night riding a bicycle was never. So that's a little bit of an unknown. We have done a lot of nighttime riding, so I know how to ride with lights, know how to fix a bike, know how to eat well and hydrate well. But doing it for a 30, 32-hour period, some of it involving sleep deprivation, that's a new thing for me, and that does make me apprehensive about how my body will hold up to this.
I gotta tell you, 350 miles is scary. The darkest moments I've had on long distance events is when you're out there by yourself. And you look on the horizon ahead of you and behind you and you don't see anybody. But if you're riding with somebody, whether you're talking or just hanging out or just riding in silence with them, it makes it better.
Another aspect of endurance racing is pacing. If they're smart about it and they look at it like it's a really long training day, which it will be, and they have the right mindset, a couple things go wrong here and there, you deal with it, you eat, you drink, you try to enjoy yourself, at least for the most part. Yeah, I mean, I could see that being actually a lot of fun. There's gonna be a point in their race that's gonna get really, really hard, and they're gonna probably have to go to a really dark place.
Good. Okay, dusk is upon us. About 70 miles in almost. And Chuck's just looking fresh as a daisy.
Do we think we'll succeed? I think we will, especially with Keith along. He's such a strong rider. He's such a great guy to ride with. He has such a great perspective on things, and he knows how to do long endurance events from a wide variety of different experiences in his life. We'll definitely have a story to tell about an adventure.
The thing that's going to be the hardest for them is the sleep deprivation. And it's the way you make decisions, it's the way you handle that stress when you are sleep deprived. The further out you go in your event, hour-wise, the more important the mental aspect becomes. Pacing, hydration, nutrition, being able to deal with, adversity. Those aspects are the things that break people at hour 30 and hour 35. You've just got to expect it. Something is going to happen, something bad.
Yeah, it's like mile 100. All right, hike a bike section, number 2. Well, we're going down this big honking hill, and it went from blacktop to gravel. We got into loose stuff, and at about 30 miles an hour, 35, just flying. I felt terrible. And when I got there, he's sitting up and he's holding his arm and he's moaning. And Chuck's so chill, and he's even chill when he's hurting. He's just quiet, and for him to moan, that was not a good sign.
That's where the train came off the tracks.
And there was a spot where it got really soft gravel, and that's where he caught his wheel, I think.
Yeah, I was just a little bit maybe too far to the right, not paying attention, going faster than I should have.
So he hit that, and he went flying, and so now he owns the moniker
Disco Ball with lights spinning around. And
that essentially ended our attempt at mile 111 and in our 13th hour at 3:45 in the morning. And he was not in good shape. For a while, he was in a fetal position and ended up going to the ER. And by that time, I'm like, I'm done. I can't keep going on. I'm pretty spent too.
But the discussion goes, you know, is this something we want to do again? Is this worth it? Do we want to come back to Kansas? Because I guess that would have been my 6th event at Kansas. It was his 4th event.
So, you know, the question is, 12 more hours of full-on sun, heat. Could we even have gone 24 hours? You know, the longest I've ever ridden a bike is 20 hours, and I was pretty tired at that point. I can't imagine almost doubling that.
And then by the time we're driving home and we've come up with our 11 or 12 lessons learned, it's, okay, well, if we're going to do this next year, here's what we need to do. So, I don't know, we'll see.
I had Saturday evening come around and dusk hit. Would I have just been a zombie? I don't know. That's the allure. You don't know. You want to find out?